Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Bear Food Mama Intuitive Reading. This is your reading for the first week of April going forward. So if you want to enter to win a free reading, just put free reading in the comments. Otherwise, we'll get started. All right. So I have a feeling something might be building in your life. I don't know why that is coming through. I think it's just the way the sound bowl was like resonating. Something is building for you. Let's see. Spirit, please protect this message. Send any negative energies back to sender, transmuted tenfold for the greatest good of all and harm to none. Archangel Michael, please send clear, concise messages through for my Sagittarius collective. And Mother Mary, please bring compassion to these messages. Amen, amen. So mote it be. Ooh, okay. So what do we have for you? I'm feeling the need to use both of these, but I'm going to get this one out of the way for a second. The Hermit, the Ace of Cups, ooh, Six of Wands, Page of Cups, King of Swords. I really like this. Okay. So in your recent past, you have the Hermit. You may have been kind of in hermit mode or dealing with a Virgo or Earth sign, but it looks like you went within to find your new emotional beginning. What you're working with right now is a new cup, something that emotionally stirs you, that makes you feel ready to move forward, and then puts you in your energy. It's Six of Wands, victory. As a fire sign, this is you being in the spotlight. Somebody might be apologizing to you coming in, and it might be the kind of apology that comes in when it's like when you consider this person apologizing to you or giving you an offer of some sort that's emotional, your first thought is like, when pigs fly, like, yeah, right, that's not gonna ever happen. And this is telling me that whatever is being offered to you, whether it's like from this person in like face to face or over text message, or whether it's just like some sort of emotional understanding like that you get about this person, it's bringing you clear-sightedness or insight. You may even be gaining some form of like clairaudience from learning and integrating the lesson that this person has taught you, whoever this potentially a water sign is. That, or you're meeting an air sign. I think that this is like clarity coming to you, especially in the form of messages. He has the feathers around his wrists that indicate messages, and his left hand is on a sword, which is like he's willing to draw at any time if he needs to. He's not afraid to cut things out. I have a feeling this is you. We'll see. We'll clarify all of this. Please clarify the Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you definitely found something within you. If you weren't like, if you didn't just encounter some sort of fortune or fortunate event or fate, like you found something within yourself. There was something about you going within for this hermit mode, 9 to the 10, to complete a cycle for which you were destined, especially a karmic cycle or one that you came into this lifetime to close out, like for your family. This is you finding what you needed to find within yourself. That's all I can say about that. The Magician reversed underneath the Ace of Cups. So this new emotional beginning for you, or whatever is stirring you emotionally, may make it a little bit difficult for you to manifest if you practice manifestation, if only because it's like something new and it's something you may be very unfamiliar with. I mean, being new. So you might not want to be manifesting right now, even as the moon is waning, right? We don't usually try to manifest things as the moon is waning if we're working with those energies. So as the moon is waning, kind of take your time to get to know this energy, to play with this part of you that you've discovered. That sounded wrong. Eight of Swords, I think it has to do with projection. Um, this is interesting. So you've seen your power of manifestation, and suddenly the universe is like kind of giving you a break from being able to manifest quickly or like strongly for the current circumstances, because you're getting this new vision about how the wheels turn, um, from your projections. It has to do with your emotional cup. It has to do with your heart space. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So yeah, the way that you feel in your heart space, in your emotional space, it manifests in reality. And it's so like present or so all permeating in your reality that you maybe didn't even realize it before. So there's something here about you learning to really like see these two things with the infinity symbol on the magician as two parts of a whole. The physical balances out the emotional. So if you might be like a star seed or something, like one of those people who your electromagnetic field like throws off electronics wherever you go, or like makes light bulbs like burst. My sister's a Sagittarius, and she's definitely one of those people. She's just, the electronics around her are just like, what is going on? This is interesting. So you have the Queen of Wands reversed with the Six of Wands. The Queen of Wands reversed here underneath the Six of Wands. I have this feeling, okay, Ten of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Swords. I have this feeling that you may be unveiling some sort of source of anxiety. This projection could very well be like something that other people were projecting onto you, maybe since you were a kid. You might have been like the black sheep of your family, and kind of gotten the brunt of the blame for things that weren't yours to be taking the blame for. And with the messengers here on the Five of Swords and then the King of Swords, these birds, I just have this feeling that there are messages coming through to you right now about how these shadows are projections of other people's insecurities because of the light that you stand in, the light that you shine in. And this was like people trying to keep you down because of their own insecurities, and you sort of internalize this somehow, like even potentially like at a pre-linguistic age, like before you could even learn either emotionally or verbally or all of the above, like what this was. You internalized other people's projections of their own lack of self-worth onto you, and now you've found your self-worth because you've gone into this hermit mode. You've done the emotional work. You maybe even had to do the financial work, or you got some sort of blessing financially. And you may be seeing, because of where you're at in your current new beginning, the reality of like the things that you've internalized from other people. The Queen of Wands upside down, the Ten of Pentacles upside down, like what it is that makes you feel like you're not allowed to be happy. You've realized that. And it might hurt with the Five of Swords here. Maybe somebody else or multiple other people wanted to keep you disconnected from your true self or from your true path, especially if in terms of like starseed stuff or karmic like destinies. This is like negative forces or negative influences messing with your mind. You might be accepting the reality of spiritual warfare and realizing what that looks like in your mind, like when it's at play. What's the Page of Cups here for Sagittarius? The Nine of Wands reversed, the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is spiritual warfare because you have the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords. under the Nine of Wands reverse, there's something here where you're realizing that for a long time you may have been a victim of like energy siphoning from heavy external astral forces, even astral forces. Yeah, I have this like gnarly dream that will forever haunt me. And it's like probably the closest dream I could say was potentially an abduction. Like, you know, some people have abduction experiences. But in this dream, I remember trying to write it down and I couldn't write what happened in the dream. Instead of writing what happened in the dream, I wrote about flying pigs. And I remember reading back over it and being like, that's not what I wrote. This Page of Cups strikes me as that dream. Like, there's something about the translation from the astral into the physical that like does not compute, and has not computed perhaps for a long time. And you're finally able to integrate emotionally what this is and seeing it for what it is and realizing, I think, that you're no longer a victim because now that you've sort of accepted the reality of spiritual warfare and the many lengths that people have gone to or other forces have gone to like keep you from your true self, you've still stumbled across it even on accident because it's your destiny. So they have nothing on you. Like you won the fight and you didn't even know there was a fight. Like that's what this reading is telling me. The King of Swords, what is the King of Swords in the outcome? The Five of Cups, Four of Swords. Okay, Three of Swords and the Strength card. Um hmm. You may be a little bit disappointed. These five swords, like this realization, may, as you see things more clearly, bring you to a point of like just disappointment in other people or in whoever was siphoning your energy or whatever was trying to keep you down or project onto you. Um, but you are being given space finally within your mind to rest, recover, recuperate, and even to birth a gateway into a new experience, according to this like rune on her arm. But of course, the pain of heartbreak, I think it feels like whenever we have a broken heart from whatever, it feels like it'll never heal all the way. What I'm getting from this is that you're Sagittarius, you're fire, and this broken heart can be healed through I think it's called kintsukuroi. I think that's how you say it. The art of like refiring pottery that's been broken using gold. That's what I'm getting from this. Like you have a heart of gold because of this. There's three hearts here. There's the heart in the healing, the hurt broken heart, and then you have the strength card here with the heart locket. You might have oh, the heart locket is like hanging over her third chakra too, her willpower. You yeah, the black sheep, I don't know, you may have been like the sacrificial lamb of your family or something. And with this manifestation reversed, the magician reversed, it's like you weren't able to manifest what you wanted intentionally for the longest time because you were being used in the astral to manifest other people's desires. That's what I'm seeing here. Like you could have been dealing with people who you didn't even know who they were. Like people behind the scenes or who knew who you were or what your spiritual destiny was, like some weird even cult stuff. I don't know why that's coming through specifically, but through your strength and your capabilities and through especially your emotional strength, you've been able to find your courage, your bravery, and move forward and continue on, and you're finally able to heal. What is the outcome of the situation for the other people involved? I want to know. Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So you have the Four of Cups reverse and the Emperor, which basically indicates people who were controlling you, right? Could be in Aries, or you could have found this out around Aries season. The Queen of Swords could have been the counterpart to this King of Swords air sign. Could be this King of Swords is coming towards you. Somebody in a position of power or authority to like tell you what's been going on. That's like for one of you. The Queen of Swords though is somebody who's like, she's able to cut people out. She's able to divorce herself from like things she doesn't agree with or can't align with or won't align with. She's very clear sighted. And you have Temperance at the heart of this reading. This is your energy. So this is the people who are trying to manipulate you. There's Justice coming in. This 10 of Swords and 7 of Swords is revealed with the 9 of Wands reversed, and the 4 of Pentacles is reversed for the outcome for these people. They're going to have to give you fairly everything that they tried to take. All of that selfishness is going to be transmuted back tenfold for the greatest good of all, harm to none. Okay, and what's the outcome for you in this situation, Sagittarius? Page of Pentacles. Okay, cool. So you get to move forward, finally planting roots, like with some balance, with some stability, with the beginnings of like stable community and the beginnings of like a stable foundation for yourself. Death, Rebirth reversed. 8 of Cups reversed. 6 of Swords. The Devil. Huh. And the 9 of Wands. Okay, so it's going to take a little time for you to like go through this transformation. You're still kind of in it because this justice has yet to occur, and you're maybe thinking it's never going to with this if pigs will fly. Like it could even just be something as like esoteric as life seeming to never be on your side, like, and then the universe suddenly deciding to bring you karmic justice. In all of this occult weird siphoning of energy, astral stuff might not even be like on your radar. It's just like a switch in energies. With the 8 of Cups reversed and the 6 of Swords, you may have been, you're maybe trying to walk away right now from a situation or walk towards something like peaceful, but you're still in the midst of transformation. So it's like you're not in the peaceful circumstances yet. You're not at the place yet where you can say that you've moved to calmer waters. You're still kind of in the boat on the choppy waters, being led by these messengers, these ravens, these thoughts, and sort of connected to the stragglers. I'm hearing it's almost like this big battle, like spiritual battle was fought, and there's like, it's like when you go around, or when they used to go around at the end of like combat in war and stab the people who were laying down to make sure they were dead. It's like this is kind of the spiritual warfare energy that you're in right now. Like your side is going around just making sure that the stragglers are done in. That's a brutal image. The Devil here tells me that this process of healing for you, it may involve some further temptations, but is going to feel a lot better for you. Like you're going to be a lot more whole and complete, and feeling whole and complete by either Capricorn season, which is January, next January, or when we have the Capricorn full moon, which is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, like Cancer season. Yeah. So by this summer, I think you'll start to feel like this Knight of Wands energy, just being able to enjoy the moment a little bit more. And then by January, this cycle will have closed out for you, or it will at least have brought to fruition like the growth from this Ace of Pentacles to this Page of Pentacles. So I'm going to pull, I think, the King of Cups reversed. You might be dealing with a water sign or a Scorpio. There's Scorpion energy kind of all over here. And some Libra. Yeah, Scorpio, Libra. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, and then we'll close this reading out. Thank you for being here. If you want to book a personal with me, you can check all that information out in the description box below. Otherwise, here we go. The moon. Okay, the moon reversed. So these cards don't usually have reversals, but if I'm interpreting the moon reverse, this talks about things in the subconscious coming up to the surface. So if you're in like astral battles, like spiritual battles, if you're having crazy dreams or you feel tired after you wake up, or like emotionally or energetically weird stuff happens, like the lights turning on and off, like that haven't worked in years, or you always, every time you buy a new like set of headphones, they stop working after 3 days, something like that. This is you understanding why that is. Maybe having past life memories resurface. In fact, I'm going to pull a past life card, just maybe a couple for you. This could be like lifetimes of karmic inheritance that are being revealed to you through your dream state. American Civil War era time frame. Companionship as love. Yeah, cult, faith. What did I tell you? Psychological or verbal abuse, underground civilization, death by torture, passive conformity, identity, friend. Okay. Oh, same one. That's weird. I literally pulled the same, out of all these cards, I pulled the same one. On the other side, it says saintly, philanthropist, caretaker, martyr, savior, or hero. And on the other side of this one, it says rural living, woodsman, farmer, peasant, hunter. So you might be, with the American Civil War time frame and passive conformity, you might be healing saintly, rural living, and cult. Rural living. You might be healing some sort of like forced servitude that was brought upon your family. You might be healing like the wound of like living off the land and that land being taken away by like settlers, or you being taken from your land to settle in America, to be forcibly like replaced, like slave, like enslaved. Um anyway, the you might be having some memories come up around these: passive conformity, psychological or verbal abuse, cult like faith, companionship, friend. So these are some things that you might notice as like patterns in your life that have unfolded to sort of bring you here. Um, and then death by torture, it's messed up. But I was reading about kids who remember their past lives when they're young, between like 1 and 5, and the things that they'll commonly say or that will commonly occur. And sometimes Mr. Ballin did an episode on this person in India recently. But sometimes you should look it up if you don't watch Mr. Ballin. It's kind of disturbing sometimes, but it was a really cool story. Sometimes kids will be born with similar like birthmarks in places where like the wounding occurred for the person. So in this Mr. Ballin episode, for instance, I don't know, I don't want to give it away if you're gonna watch it. Um, but like say a person was I don't know, they had their hand cut off in a previous life or like right before they died or something, and then the kid will be born with like some sort of, sorry about the microphone, like a line or like a birthmark, or like a, I don't know, an inexplicable scar. Like kids will be born with like similar markings to the injuries that were done upon their like previous lifetimes person. And death by torture is making me think like, if you, again, that electromagnetic thing, if your electromagnetic energy is like all over the place and does weird things to your surroundings, it could be because you experienced like a really traumatic passing in your previous life. And I'm hearing that potentially like a past life regression could help you to um, realize some of these things or resolve some of these things. An example that comes to mind is Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural. There's a story in that book about one of his past life regression experiences, and he remembers being tortured in a past life by having his hands tied on one side and then his feet tied on the other, and they turn the wheel, you know, and it like stretches the person. He like remembers very viscerally having that experience. Oh, I just turned right to the moon and then I missed it. We'll read the moon for you and then. Yeah, around the time that I was working on the major arcana for the Guardian of the Night, coyote sightings in our Seattle neighborhood seemed to be at an all-time high. There were many people sympathetic to this creature's forced assimilation into urban wildlife. That's really interesting because that came up here. Forced assimilation into urban life. That's crazy. But others were panicked at the thought of our city streets becoming hunting grounds for hungry coyotes. My mind went to the coyote, not seeing or believing its surroundings had changed, sure that it remained in the wild and, as a result, went about life just as it would if all the townhomes, apartments, and fancy new restaurants were not there. Of course, the recent influx of easy food was something the coyote enjoyed, but didn't ponder over too much. The moon appears when the time has come for you to see a situation for how it is in reality, not how you prefer it to appear. You are being asked to dive deep into the darkness of your subconscious and explore what dwells within. Use your imagination to examine your fears and anxieties, and explore freely, given the unknown space to come out from the shadows. Giving the unknown space to come out from the shadows. Do you see your life as it is in reality, or are you constructing a story that feels more comfortable and familiar? Call upon the cunning and quick-witted coyote when you must face a complicated reality, as this trickster can help you see the humor and the lighter side of life. Trickery, adaptation, creativity, and hiding in the shadows. And what stands out to me here is that there's the concept of forced assimilation into urban life. And urban life is not necessarily reality. It's a reality, but it's one version, one story. And what you've been asked to cut out of your reality regarding your subconscious or belief in astral projection or spiritual warfare, for instance, might actually be very real for you. So you might be accepting the reality of like what you've been told isn't real in some cases. Wow, that's really interesting. All right, Sagittarius, this is a really cool reading. Let me know if that resonated with you, and if so, like the video. Oh, yeah. Okay. Bye. I'll see you next week.